sentenced to 80 years. He gunned a man down in Chick-fil-A
Horrible.
in our town. And you can't believe it, a guy that gets what 250, 350 million views on the
Yep.
race, that he's guilty of a second murder charge, and
Did you know that?
it went bad.
They said don't quote me on this, but they said when he made this on a race song and he made the video,
It was
he dropped the video. Then like I think a couple hours later or 2 days later, they picked him up.
yeah.
So he still he's never really performed this song live like live on stage in like any clubs
I
or
don't.
anything.
He probably didn't get to enjoy none of it.
Imagine if this. I remember when Pop Smoke was performing at clubs, doing all the designer songs and all that stuff. It was going crazy. But if Tay-K, imagine if he was not in jail, he would actually performed the race, and if he would
Oh yeah, like if he did Coachella or was it Lollapalooza
exact,
or Rolling Loud?
it would have been crazy. But nah, man, like my co-host said, man, this is just a tragic situation, man. Tay-K, 17, he at 17, 16, 17 years old, he was already on a bad path. He was already sentenced to 55 years for basically a botched robbery where they're saying that him and his friend went to somebody else's house. His friend went to go rob him. TK left the place. He
Ted.
left. TK left the place. The dude ended up shooting Ethan Walker. Ethan Walker ended up passing away. The killer ended up getting a life sentence, but at the same time, TK ended up getting 55 years sentence, and people were saying like that's not fair. Only reason he got so much time is because he made that song and rubbed it into the cop's face.
It's crazy. Like if you're a rapper and a criminal and you rap about it, and then you actually get caught, like they like give you like it's like double jeopardy. It's like double punishment. They're like, oh no, because we got literal like proof that you didn't take this serious.
No, I mean you have that, and also one thing you do know, like basically living through life, is that it's certain people that when you go to jail, it's automatic. Like you finna have your whole time that's gonna be shitty. Like if you ended up doing anything to kids, you go there, they messing with you. If you ended up beating up on women, you go to jail, they messing with you. But if you touch on a cop, aka a Leo, even a dog, if you mess with a dog and you go to jail, every CO there is finna make sure your day doesn't live in hell. They finna make sure you get no trades. They finna put you in the worst room. They gonna ignore all your calls. They gonna take all your mail away. They gonna just find reasons just to pick at you and poke at you because you mess with their boy in blue. Like
Yeah, you got to know how the game goes.
exactly, but that's basically what he did. Like he picked at him, like you said, he made the song picking at the cops. Like I'm free, I did the race and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
But
I ain't turning myself in. I'm out here.
exactly, but we gonna play the video.
And what's bad is he
Yeah,
one scene he was literally rapping in front of his wanted poster.
exactly.
That's crazy to still have a wanted poster in modern times. It's like you think of like Billy the Kid back in the day, like cowboy type of criminal, where they would have those wanted posters around. But like this guy's in the 2000s, out here still with wanted posters. But let's go ahead and now play this clip.
Play the verdict.
All right, if the defendant could please stand. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tamar McIntyre, not guilty of the offense of capital murder. What did I, excuse me, no. No, out of the courtroom. Out of the courtroom now.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you don't ignore that. Sometimes, as you can tell, people are invested, correct? So it says, we, the jury, find the defendant, Tamar McIntyre, not guilty of the offense of capital murder as charged in the indictment. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tamar McIntyre, guilty of the lesser included offense of murder. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Not the state.
Now, you want to talk about lazy police work? Like the way how cops nowadays depend on witnesses and social media basically to solve their whole crime problems it's just nasty because that's what the lawyer was trying to do. TK lawyer was basically trying to say, yeah, you have TK shooting a person, like you have TK shooting a person, but you don't have any video evidence of it. Like you have no concrete evidence. All you
Yeah.
have is just witnesses. Everybody was in the car. It was somebody else in the car that also had a gun. How you know?
Well, oh, sorry to interrupt, but I was gonna say, yeah, the driver was one actually.
Girlfriend?
Yeah, the driver girlfriend cooperated against him, and that's why it was. He really had a tough go at it.
Exactly. Yeah, he had a tough go. I mean, he had a tough go at it, and on top of that, where he did it at, since he did it by North Star Mall, which is basically basically is the most popular mall in San Antonio. If you were a tourist, you go in there just to take a picture by the boot. Like that's automatic. Anybody that comes to San Antonio, you go in the Riverwalk, you go into the boot and take a picture. Because every time you pass North,
Yeah, I mean the boot is definitely 100% a tourist attraction, but do you think that the boot is a big enough draw that they go there instead of La Cantera?
I mean, he said no. The dude. Okay, so basically, what happened was the dude. They went there to do the photo shoot. They went there to do the photo shoot. The San Antonio to do the photo shoot. And then when they went there, I guess something happened where the dude didn't want to do it that day. So he ended up asking them, "Can you drive me up to North Star Mall?" He asked him because I guess he probably lived close to the area, and not a lot of people
Yeah,
go to La Cantera Mall
yeah.
unless you live on that side of town. So he actually get dropped off over there. So while on the way getting dropped off, that's when they tried to like take his stuff. They tried to take his bag, take his camera. And then that's when they tried to take his money. And then that's when they found out he only had $10 on him. So that's what really made him mad. Uh, but I mean, this whole situation is crazy. Like they at first they was trying to claim self defense, saying that TK and them was saying that the dude had like child CP on his camera, and that was the reason why all this happened. So it was just a
It
whole
seemed like a lousy
it was a
defense.
it was a lousy defense, but at the same
Oh,
time
the worst part was when the girlfriend was testifying against him, and they're like, yeah. Afterwards, his friend high-fived him and said, "Congrats on your first body."
oh Lord,
So that definitely painted the worst picture. And then also with the them, I don't know if they played the song during this case because I don't know if he was necessarily rapping about this one. I think he was more rapping about the first one.
I remember the first one
So I don't know if they're like, but yeah, he clearly didn't learn because he did it again.
pretty much.
So yeah, it's wild. I think it's surprising. He had a team, but was it a public defender?
Nah, I doubt it was published. I mean, like you said, his view, he had like 350 million
Yeah, so
views.
he made some money. Hopefully, these people
I mean,
had
that's
access to
so. I
it.
mean,
But
basically, it's like we was talking about earlier. When you get lawyers nowadays, you're really just paying for like their connections. So, so basically, like you want to go the older the lawyer you get, the more connections they probably got. So, I mean, he had a lawyer. The only thing the lawyer probably could have promised him was like, you ain't gonna get capital murder. Like, you fucked. The whole case, you fucked. They got you here. They got you. Even though they don't got you on Chick-fil-A cameras, this person snitching on you. It was a person walking down the street, walking their dog. They say they see you in the front seat. It was this other dude saying he was jogging. He seen
well, and
you.
they still had on footage. It's not the clearest footage, but they still kind of had it.
Oh no, they had no the cameras that they had. They didn't. They had it was really horrible footage, and they had this girl that like basically in San Antonio that specializes in video camera footage. So like she like super timed it like times 21, but then like his lawyer like said like this is like AI generated. Like you can't do this, and like they just left it alone because it's like we
Yeah.
got enough witnesses here, and the girl's right here snitching on you, basically trying to get her time cut down because they gave her like tampering. They gave her 10 years probation. And she was the one driving the car.
Getaway car.
She was the one that was like trying to get.
Well,
him
and
up
what's weird, what's crazy is that allegedly she was the one that actually set up the interaction with the cameraman.
exactly.
That she was the one that sourced him and got him to meet up with them and be the cameraman. And then she said they allegedly, was going to rob him for his equipment whenever they dropped him off.
And that's accessory, right?
Yeah, and I think she was down with all that. And so they robbed him, and he didn't want to give it up. And then Tay-K shot him, and that's how the whole situation kind of went.
Mm-hmm.
And but she, if it wasn't for her, none of this would have happened. She's the one that literally outlined this. So for her just to get probation is actually kind of wild. And I wonder with his lawyer as well, was that truly the best case to go to a jury trial rather than a judge? Because the jury, I mean, they threw the book at him.
Basically.
I mean, because he didn't get capital, I don't think he could get the death penalty. But
And he
I
gets
mean,
parole now.
80 years is like crazy.
He gets 40. 80 years.
Yeah, it does 40.
80 years, do 40. I mean, he's already did 7. So what? That's like 33. And then on top of that, you do work. You then have. I'm pretty. Oh, he got a violent crime, so he can do no work release. I mean, he possibly can do kitchen duty. Do church duty. You know, he probably will end up being a reverend or something like that.
Oh my God.
People that usually do like that longer time.
They're gonna take you to church.
Not that
They're
guy.
gonna take you to
Only
church.
Chicago churches is like that, co-host.
Oh.
Everyone not like Atlanta and Houston.
Hmm?
Everyone's not like Atlanta and Houston.
Oh my God. They're gonna get you now.
What I do?
Comment down below if you're from Atlanta or Houston. If you need help locating my coast.
Nah, man, I guess so. But I mean, but before we move on, what's your favorite song on the Tay-K mixtape?
I mean, the race is definitely the most iconic one because it's the biggest. Like I think it said it has like 350 million.
Does he have views? Does he have? He don't have videos for any of the other ones, right?
I don't think any real videos.
Yeah, I mean I mean, even though he was young, he did come out with one mixtape. I mean, it was real successful. It was real successful. So I mean, if he was out, he would.
Yeah, Santana World in 2017. Murder She Wrote
Fire.
was really good. I Love My Choppa. Lemonade. Mega Man was real good. Saran Pack was awesome. And then the Race remix with 21 Savage and Young Nudie.
Well, yeah, 21 and Young Nudie on that.
And then he had the I Love My Choppa remix with Maxo Cream.
Okay.
So yeah, he had 10 songs, really 8, but 2 of them are remixes with 21 Savage and Young Nudie and Maxo Cream. So yeah, I mean it was an epic tape. It's crazy because he literally only did like 8 songs, and it's like 8 songs that all went crazy, and you know he just ended up unfortunately going down this route where if he would have stayed on the artistic side rather than on the crazy side, he could have had a real career.
I mean, true. He did have a real troublesome childhood. I mean, a lot of people were saying like, where was his mom? Where was his dad? I mean, I think his dad ended up beating his mom up real bad, and he ended up going to like child protective custody. Then child protective custody ended up giving him back to his dad for some strange reason. So I mean, he had a real crazy childhood growing up.
Yeah, the judge said that the system failed him by him having bad parents, and then like CPS not taking care of him, and like continually sending him back to parents that like didn't do good for him. So she was like, "You didn't really have a chance, but this is still
his sister's
unforgivable."
His sister said he was getting beat with 2x4s.
You know what's crazy is I saw that, and then it was a Instagram story or a post talking about that exact thing, and the comments were saying, it's like people act like their parents didn't beat them with 2x4s. And I'm like, what? When was that normal? What period of time?
I remember go outside and get the switch. I remember those, but I mean, I heard people say it. I've never had to go outside and get the switch.
You are from a little bit of a past generation, but I'm from the belt generation, where they're like, get the belt.
Nah.
And then you got whipped with the belt.
I'm from the generation where I remember when your neighbor can beat you. Well, if you get in trouble, your neighbor can beat you.
I wasn't from that generation.
And then your mama beat you. So you get 2 beatings in the same day.
I'm from the 90s. No, they were already beyond that.
that
was already a felony.
It was already telling on their parents by then. Yeah. Nah, but speaking of telling, man, moving on to the next topic here.
Oh my God.